Our next module is the Resolve Operations Transaction Center, or OTC. This is one of the most popular modules. And the primary benefit of OTC is that it gives you the ability to have instant access to all of the information across SAP Business One, and really does not require any configuration. You can install this into a brand new SAP Business One system or one that's been running for many years, and you'll immediately be able to gain the benefits of the visibility into your system. So for example here, if I look into my customer hub and click on the orders tab, you can see that I immediately have 323 open sales orders worth $16 million. A very common use for this would be a salesperson that wants to go in and answer questions about a particular customer. So I'll choose SAP Hudson Yards as my customer. And now you can see that I have just the 63 documents that are open and outstanding. At any point in time, I can say I want to see the item detail and just check the checkbox. It refreshes automatically and shows me all of the detail, including any open quantity, shipped quantity, how much we've already, gone through the process. And I can quickly and easily move between orders, EDI orders, to be able to see the statuses of any acknowledgments. So here's my 850, the 855 acknowledgments, the warehouse management status of an order. So if I need to answer my questions, such as has the order been released for picking, including being able to go back and look at history. So I can do this for dates in the past, and I could look at closed documents or both. So if I needed to go back and answer questions about maybe an order that had shipped incorrectly or something else along those lines, I can come in and filter even on who the picker was, what the shipping types are, any of these different values. As we move into freight management, you'll see it gives me, again, the summary information. So I can look at shipped or unshipped orders. And if I am looking at shipped orders, I'll be able to see the tracking numbers, and I can actually click directly into the shipping number in order to be able to track it for the delivery. You again have the ability to see the tracking number, but we can also filter on the tracking number or even see the batch detail of the products for batch managed products. Again, this continues through return requests and returns. One thing that's great is that throughout the process, if I'm talking to a customer to see whether or not they've processed a return or not, I can also come here and press the new document function, and this will launch the associated document, in this case the customer RMA, pre-populated, waiting for me to be able to add a new document if necessary. It also includes information about invoicing and credit memos, reserve invoices, incoming payments, so I can see how and what the customer paid, as well as activities. Again, giving me the ability to filter based off of different activity types and seeing what's happening with the customer. You can also look at CRM information such as opportunities that are outstanding, service information, allowing me to look at all of the customer's equipment cards, any service contracts, as well as service call history. If you're using marketing, you have the ability to look at the campaigns to be able to see how we're working with each campaign and what their status was. And one of the great features is pricing and availability. Pricing availability allows me to be able to quickly see at a glance information about how this customer's pricing is, including the ability to see special prices. So here you can see we have an indicator that this one has special pricing based off of the online retailer's price list. Outside that, you can see each customer's current price, the on-hand, committed, and ordered quantity, ultimately coming up with a available quantity. You can quickly and easily access information about available to promise. So we can see the details behind the available inventory, the last prices report. So we can confirm with the customer if the price that we're currently showing is different from the previous price and what the rules were with respect to quantities or any other information, as well as alternative items. as well as alternative items, if any, if the product does not have sufficient inventory. One thing that's really great is I can restrict this to just previous sales, which will remove items that the customer has never bought before. And I can also turn on the order pad. And in the order pad, it allows me to start answering questions. So as I'm talking with them, they can indicate that, yes, we do actually need some of these shoes, and I need, 5 of the size 10s, and I need 8 of the 10.5s, and I need 3 of the 11s. And then I also would like to get some, Play-Doh or any other product. As you go through this process, you can then directly create a quote or an order, or we can save it for later if we know that there may be a future need to load this back up. If we do create the quote or order, the quote is launched and all of the information is directly transcribed into the quote. And all of the information is transcribed directly into the quote, waiting for us to be able to add or modify the document. Besides being able to launch the Operation Transaction Center from the main menu, the OTC becomes embedded directly in your normal workflows. So here you can see within the Customer Master, I have the View OTC button, which when pressed will launch the Customer Hub directly filtered on the customer's information. Similarly, we have the Vendor Hub, which will provide the same information Similarly, we have the Vendor Hub, which will provide information about all of the purchasing operations. So here again, we see information about our purchase quotes, our purchase orders. Again, being able to switch between reserved and unreserved and approved and unapproved orders. Again, being able to also see the item detail. And being able to work through other Resolve modules, such as containers, if you're doing inbound shipments of ocean vessels or other types of containers like trucks or rail cars. Equipment rental, EDI, if you're doing purchasing with your vendors via EDI, and again, being able to look at activities, outgoing payments, or other information. We also have an item hub. We also provide an item hub, which provides similar information. Again, you can see the sales AR and purchasing AP tabs with the tabs, the sub-tabs that we reviewed earlier. But rather than being focused on filtering on a customer or a vendor, here we can work on an item or an item group. And to be able to get a comprehensive idea of everything that's happening for that particular item or item group as we move through between orders, picks, purchasing information, such as orders, containers, receiving documents, as well as invoices, even quality control inspections. On the inventory side, you can get information about any inventory transfer requests, where the item is within the warehouse. Again, any quality control information, if this item was a component on a production order. You can see the standard ordered, special orders, and again, being able to look at any disassembly or other type production orders. And finally, being able to look at warehouse management picks. Filtered by ship types and so on. Beyond the hubs, we also include operations analysis. And the operations analysis is designed to be able to give typically an executive, but really anybody that needs the information, quick and easy access to detail, showing us information about our sales, cost of sales, gross margin and gross margin percent, both for the current and year-to-date information. And so again, this allows me to be able to look at it either by customer in this particular case. I'm just going to change my dates to go back further. So we'll go back and we'll look at a couple of years worth of data. And now you can see I can filter this based on invoicing. I can see it based on orders or quotes. I can sort based on month or by customer or salesperson. And now when I'm looking at the customer, I have the ability to look at all customer categories, or I could look just at wholesalers. And this is going to filter down the list of customers. We also have the ability to pick a particular customer. So I could go and choose SAP Hudson Yards. And so now I'm able to see all of the different ship-to addresses. I could filter just on New York City sales. So this gives me the ability to break down sales by period, by ship-to address. And then as you look, you'll see here I can also do sub-filters based on manufacturer or item code or salesperson or any other subset that I'd like. Beyond looking at information by ship to, you'll notice that we also have the same data organized by different values. So I can come in here and switch to customer or in category, in which case I'm now able to look at the category. And let me just remove the customer filter so that you can now see a grouping first by category, then by customer, allowing us to be able to do that analysis. I can do the same thing by category and then item category. Again, now you can see a combination of all three, and then this continues working across where we get commonly needed ones such as customer by salesperson, state information, state broken down by customer category, sales by item category, even by warehouse location. In addition to the customer, you can also have an item focused breakdown, which will operate the same way. But now you'll notice that we could filter based on item category, and basically the premise of what we're working on up here, including the breakdown of seeing it instead of by customer category, we're starting by item category, then by item category and customer category. So it's similar information, but just being presented in a different way, by salesperson or even by vendor. So this really provides a rich way to be able to get an analysis of your information in an easy to consume fashion with many of the pre-built breakdowns available, so you don't need to write reports or queries. So once again, the Operation Transaction Center is incredibly easy to set up, provides complete, comprehensive, real-time information about the status of all of your marketing documents, from a sales quote all the way through to an AR invoice, a credit memo, a return, your CRM information about activities and campaigns, service information, vendor information from purchase quote all the way through to payment, as well as being able to look at item and operational analysis. Its main benefit is being able to provide a similar pre-built screen for different users, be it an executive, a customer salesperson, a customer service person, or a salesperson, that is going to be able to tailor their view to get insight from the information that's already in your system.